Hey everyone. I didn't think I would find myself here, but in light of the recent coronavirus outbreak, I have just been sent home from college a little while ago, and in uncertain times like these, I figured I would go back to something a little bit more familiar to me, a little bit more reminiscent of my past. So I've decided to do a Let's Play of Pokemon Emerald while I'm stuck in quarantine. So this is honestly mostly for myself, mostly just like a way to figure out what I've been thinking about, vocalize my thoughts, just sort of talk to myself for a while doing something fun and familiar. But I will be sending it to a few of my friends just to see if they want to tune in, listen to me for a while. Honestly, you can think of it as like more of a podcast than a Let's Play if you'd really like to. But if you're interested in Pokemon, like I know some of my friends are, maybe this is a nice little double whammy for you. So I've already started up like the beginning of a save file here. I've done like absolutely nothing except tell the professor my name and gender, obviously the two most important things about me, and gotten the secret potion from my bedroom, but this is going to be a nice little Nuzlocke run. I figure there's nothing better to take my mind off of things than escaping to a foreign world where I can just fight creatures and they literally might die. If you're not familiar with it, a Nuzlocke is a version of Pokemon that you can play where you only catch the first Pokemon in every route, and if a Pokemon faints, it's considered dead and you have to release it. So it is absolutely not the most lighthearted thing, but that's fine. Neither of these times, really. So yeah, I'll just be going through the beginning of the game in this episode. Honestly, I have no idea how long to make them because, like, typically things like these are... I always forget where to go here. Things like these are, like, 10 minutes long, 15 minutes long if you're going for, like, quality, or I could just, like, rattle off a bunch of, like, BS over the course of, like, an hour or two. And honestly, either one works for me. It might be a little bit more efficient to do them all in like one big session and then release them like unedited. Or if I've got a little more time on my hands, and for the next week I really will, I might as well do like edited down versions where you don't see my random rambling, only my funny rambling. And yeah. So at this point, honestly, there's so little to do. I've just met May. Decided not to steal from her. And, you know, I've always wondered with these opposite gender, like, friend rivals that they have in, like, Gens 3 and 4, whether or not they're meant to be, like, the childhood friend who you have a crush on trope, or if I was just playing these games when I was, like, 12, and I could not fathom a legitimate friendship with a member of the opposite gender I'd known for so long. Anyway, this professor is being just wrecked by a weirdly big Zigzagoon. I never realized that this thing is like 5-6 feet tall at the shoulder. But yeah, we have to choose our starter and use it to kick this thing's butt. I'm going to be going with Mudkip because that's just the best for the gyms. Also, you know, 7-year-old memes about it exist, so that's always a plus. For those of you who don't know, the beginning of any Pokemon game is literally just spam tackle. It is hard to mess that up, and if I get any deaths before the first gym, it'll either be through my own sheer stupidity or just terrible luck. Alright, so yep, this isn't the place to check. Go to the lab, teleport there for convenience sake. Alright, shoot, now I have to name this thing, because Nuzlocke require you to get close to the things that may die one day. Alright, this is Stretch. Mudkip looks like an axolotl. Axe is the first syllable of axolotl, and also the name of a treasured Stanford trophy that we just lost to the University of Berkeley this year for the first time in 10 years. Very sad. It is also the name of a fast food restaurant on campus known as the Axe and Palm, or TAP for short. So I will always have Tap by my side in this trying time when it is over 1,000 miles away from me. Anyway, at this point, we just have to go find May, pass through this first route. Since I don't have Pokeballs, usually the Nuzlocke doesn't apply at this point, so like Tap can faint all he wants and he won't actually die. I'm just going to let this guy give me a tour because I think he gives me a free potion at the end of it. Yes, wonderful. And I'm actually not quite sure what my policy is going to be with held items, because usually I've just done Nuzlocke where the two rules that I've listed, I don't know why I healed, where the two rules that I've listed are the only ones that actually get used, but I think for this one, I'm going to be using set battle style, yeah, so I won't, like, magically know when my opponent is about to bring in a Pokemon. And for now, if it gets too hard, I'll change this. But for now, I'll only use held items in battle when gym leaders are using held items. So any trainer that uses them, I will use them against, just to make it fair. But if they don't use them, then I can't just, like, potion myself back to full health constantly and often. All right, at this point, I think I will be naming all of my Pokemon after nostalgic Stanford things. I think I was not meaning to make this all about my school, but now that my starter is named Tap, I think I kind of have to. Oh, no. Oh, my special attack is terrible. Did you guys see that? That was 9. And this is before the physical special split, so all of my water moves are going to do no damage. Pretty sure ground is physical, so, like, Tap isn't ruined, but... oh, that's a darn shame. Also, you may or may not be able to hear me butt mashing this entire time, which, right after this battle, I'm going to show you something cool that is going to prevent my butt mashing a little bit, because you may or may not be able to tell that I'm not actually on a Game Boy Advanced right now. Like, this may or may not be a pirated copy of the game, so, you know, don't rat me out. I originally wanted to do a more recent Pokemon game. This one came out in 2005. Shoot, this thing might actually win. Oh, gotta. Hold on. I just got double leered and I have not landed a hit. This is bad. Okay. Never mind. Tap's got this. He's killing it with the crits. Okay, and our opponent is not. Wonderful. Alright, this is ridiculously good luck and a nice amount of XP. Alright, my special attack is in the double digits, but oh my god, he must have the nature that ups attack and lowers special attack. Anyway, I wanted to play this originally when I was going to do a Pokemon playthrough. I was going to do a black playthrough, actually white, because I always played black at home, and I've never gone through white. So I wanted to do one of the games that came out in 2011, much more recent and, like, topical, you know. But my computer could not handle the DS emulator. This thing was not built for that 2004 through 2013 technology. And it was going at like 10 frames per second. It was terrible. But luckily this seems to be going just fine. So, you know, this budget HP computer I have is really trucking along with this. And just to show you, let me completely break whatever immersion you might have. So that I can find... where's turbo mode? Here it is. So I can turn on turbo mode and just go. And that is gonna be such a fun portion of this adventure. I'll try not to use it for, like, important plot, but then again, I haven't read a single line of dialogue this entire time. So that's mostly gonna be useful for when I have to, like, just grind mindlessly and level up. But for now... okay. Alright, so I think that's enough of turbo mode. Oh wait, hold on, my mom's gonna give me the running shoes. Alright, now let me really zoom around. Zooming here faster than I'm zooming to classes. Look at this boy, he is out of control. Somebody stop him before he wreaks havoc on all of what we love. And was I given Pokeballs? I should have been paying closer attention as to whether or not I have any Pokeballs. I was! Okay, great. So we can get this Poochyena. Maybe. Okay. No, we're all good. Tap, don't be too much of a legend here, okay? Control yourself. Alright, don't critical hit this. I know you're really good at getting crits. What did I tell you? What did I just say, my guy? Alright, so we don't get to catch anything on this route, because this Mudkip is just too strong for this world. Just too overpowered. If that had been a normal hit, it would have been perfect. I would have easily gotten that thing. Part of what makes Hoenn so cool for Nuzlocke, though, is that there are literally routes everywhere. So, like, I can try to grab something from here. A Wingull. Great. Alright, I'm gonna catch this thing solely for dupe squads. In Nuzlocke, sometimes it is a good idea to get, like, literally useless Pokemon. So this is a water type. I already have a water type. I don't need it. but it's... I might as well, because I will be playing with Dupe's Claws, where if you have already caught the first Pokemon that you encounter, then you can go for your second encounter. So that's helpful. So if I run into a Wingull again, which I probably will, they're super common, I won't have to catch it. And I will name this thing Luft. That is the German word for wind. It is in our school's motto. De Luft die Freiheit weht, the wind of freedom blows, and that's just adorable, wouldn't you say so? I have no idea why it's in German. I could probably look it up with some sort of like tour guide info. But yeah, Luft is going to sit in the back of our party and not do anything this whole time. I won't be training it up because well, okay, hold on. It's actually not the worst coverage with Mudkip, because they don't have common weaknesses, I'm just realizing, because its flying type means that it's not weak to grass, which Mudkip is super weak to, and Mudkip's eventually going to get the ground type, which means that it's not going to be weak to electricity, which Luft is going to be super weak to. So if I catch a Tailo, then I'll be using that instead of Luft, but otherwise I guess it's not the end of the world. It might be a good thing to have a flying type, especially if I don't come across a Tailo. Hopefully you guys can at least enjoy a little bit how much I'm nerding out over this. Oh my god, it's already been 13 minutes? That's insane. Alright, I'll record these in like 20-minute sessions and then cut them down a little bit. But in the meantime, we've just caught a Wurmple. This thing can either become a... oh wait, no, yeah. It can become a moth or a butterfly, but there are caterpillars all over the goddamn quad. So I actually never got to experience that. I'm home for spring quarter, and that is when they allegedly always come out. So I guess I'll name you Oval, because that's this big grassy space where I would imagine that a lot of them are sighted. And Wurmple doesn't get a whole lot of love as a whole in the Pokemon community. It's not considered one of the best and brightest. But I don't know. I kind of like it. Dustox is pretty good. It learns Protect, which is going to be useful against when I have to fight my dad, because this player character has really, really bad daddy issues, and it is necessary in order to progress through the game to fight your father. And he uses these Pokemon that have an ability where they don't attack every other turn. Dustox, which Wurmple may or may not evolve into, has an ability where it can protect itself every other turn. So one of those things just shuts the Slaking right up. It's hilarious. Alright, Luft is leveling up, gaining no attack whatsoever. Isn't that great? I always forget in Gen 3 how easily your starter just waffle stomps everything else on your team. Like, it is so fast to level up, and everything else is so bad. Also, it doesn't help that, like, you're definitely not supposed to have this many Pokemon with you at once so early on. One of the downsides of Nuzlocke is that they encourage, like, faster team building than is ideal. Oh, wow! You already have Water Gun. That's pretty cool. So yeah, if I do end up using all the Pokemon that I have right now, which I think I will, then I will likely have to, like, spend a lot more time getting stronger so that I can actually, like, fight things. Oh my god, I forgot I was in set mode briefly there. That's the kind of content you guys came here for, right? It's been so long. Yeah, by the way, a good amount of you probably don't know, if you are any of my friends who are watching this and not just me playing it back while I'm editing. In, like, 8th through 10th grade, I did Let's Plays on the channel that this is all going to be posted to. So if you want to see, like, some semi-cringy, like, okay, more cringy than not, footage of young me just going about mostly Pokemon stuff. I think I did, like, Undertale a really long time ago, so it's got terrible sound quality. I did this for, like, 2 years, and then I took a really long break, and then I did it again the summer before my senior year of high school. And it's kind of like riding a bike. I feel like it's not entirely gone from me, the ability to just sort of go stream of consciousness and play a game in front of a computer. I call it an ability, but it's really not like a special skill or anything. Like, anyone can do it. But it definitely does take practice to be, like, not terrible at it. I'm obviously not saying I'm one of the best Let's Players of all time. I capped out at about 50 subscribers. Capped out at 50 subscribers, I've just encountered Ralts that I cannot catch. Son of a bitch. Really? This thing is so good. I would love to have it on my team, and of course it's my second encounter in the area. Alright, an Oval's not going to be doing anything to it, so might as well just... Ah, that's a drag. That is an absolute drag. Alright, did you just become a trainer? We're both beginners. That's... I was just talking about how long I've been in this game, dude. Youngster Allen, you've got a big storm coming. And its name is Tap. That's how you're getting your freshman 15, buddy. Those burgers are going to be way too good for you. Okay, yeah, but anyway, I do feel like I'm, like... Okay, of course I blank as soon as I try to say that, but I feel like I am getting in the right mindset for this. I probably peaked around that time that I did have 50 subs, and then I just peaced out for a while. But it is super relaxing to get back into when I have the time for it. I feel like if I have the time and availability to do it, then I can absolutely just sort of like get back into the swing of things, and it feels like I can be authentic and just sort of talk and go and go and talk. Which, if you look at my older content, I was trying so hard. Everyone tries so hard when they're new. And I was just like, I'm going to make as many corny jokes as I can in as short a period of time. And I was 13 when I started, so you can imagine how poorly that might go. And with that, I think we're going to leave off for the first episode. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in. I expect there to be a huge drop-off in viewership after this one goes up, but I appreciate you for being here. See you in the next one.